Extracting contours is a fundamental image processing method used to detect and extract the boundaries of spatial features. Platforms such as Digital Earth Africa can be used for extracting digital elevation models as well as counters using satellite-derived indices. Today, or in today's example, we will extract boundaries from Mount Kenya, which is in Kenya on the continent, as well as Mount Kilimanjaro all the way in Tanzania. So I hope you're looking forward to today's session. Greetings, leaders from the African continent and across the world. It is always so lovely to have you with us here every Wednesday of the month. My name is Maud Nale. I'm the communications lead here at Digital Earth Africa. And today we are going to be talking about all things extracting contour lines using the Digital Earth Africa platform. I'm equally excited to introduce today's presenter. He's no stranger. He has been producing, or he has been part of these live sessions for quite some time. You probably see him in your WhatsApp groups or at events, and he's going to be our presenter today, the Capacity Development Lead right here at Digital Earth Africa. Please join me in welcoming onto the virtual stage, Dr. Kenneth Mubea. Dr. Tari, the virtual stage is yours. Over to you.
Thank you so much, moderator. Thank you also for the opportunity and the participants who've joined us all these long. It has been last 3-4 years connecting with everybody, and hopefully an opportunity to connect with you in a session in one of the institutions. Either you're coming from Youth Mappers or you're coming from whichever institution you're coming from, and any country, as we connect everybody in the continent. So the topic today is on extracting contours, which is very useful, especially these are already tools that we have on Digital Earth Africa. So from get you started, the platform has been there the last 3-4 years, and we've worked with all participants and partners to make sure that we provide fit for purpose data and information. So from this side, we have these continental services that we continue to provide, and all these, the mandate is to support the different countries and different missions from agriculture, water resources, land, coastal erosion, and urban. For today's specific context is that contours are quite useful, of which we have the traditional methods that we've used, which were quite cumbersome, but now with Earth observation and platforms like Digital Africa, we are able now to provide these opportunities for everyone to connect. So the opportunity here, we use the data from the different satellites, and we use the normalized difference index to detect the boundaries between the different features. We're also able to generate a digital elevation model, which you can export as a file. And optionally, you can actually do much more. And this slide I've actually sent in the chat, should you be able to follow up on the same. It's quite a brief topic as well, because then the context of digital elevation models depends on the different needs. So this particular today's context, I was looking at the case of Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, which, as you know from you've joined us, is this mountain at 599 kilometers square meters, that is 5.9 km. And if you're planning to hike, it will take you like 5 days. This particular case in the DE Africa Sandbox, we have this particular notebook, and here we're able to load the context of the coordinates of the area. So this is just to show you how these examples are just with you. Also on the same, we developed the tutorials, which is hand-to-hand on the user guide. And also we have this particular notebook on the frequently used code, so that you can be able to actually follow up from your side. And the good thing with these notebooks, they are built for you, fit for purpose. In this context, I had the coordinates of the Mount Kenya, just from the in Tanzania. You have also the other method in case you had a JSON or shape file. Then you're able to load the data, the coordinate system, and be able to derive various elevation information. And this is just setting you up a visibility on the peak of the mountains and the elevation, going to the mark of above 5,000 meters. You can see it's able to differentiate that for you. And also then you can be able to extract some contours, which can be nice in case you're looking at the mountains in Cape Town or one of the mountain ranges, even in Atlas Mountain in Morocco. The options are yours, many possibilities. Then also you can extract several contours based on the values that you instruct them. You could have, so this was quite a big mountain going to 599 meters. So it means you can have various sections which you can guide people on how to, model the DEM and as well as come up with the digital elevation model. And the best thing with that, you can customize your shapefile attributes. One will have that figure, and that figure in terms of meters. And this could be a useful file that you can share as an output, the JSON file. Whenever you share an output, you're able to see it on your sandbox, especially when you do the last modified, it can show you where your actually file is. And from that, you can actually choose to download, or best still, you can click on it and it will be able to show you on a different dialog box just on your sandbox. Today's session is actually just to empower you more. And beyond that, we can also see how we can differentiate different elevation based on the, for example, this is a case of a water body, Lake Volta in Ghana, for example, the same notebook as well. So the same notebook, you can use it for any purpose. So here we are just using the normalized differential water index to see the differences between the Lake Volta different seasons. And then you can be able to actually do much more when you actually separate different areas. This is just actually just to develop the contours and separate certain areas that you can actually use. And optionally, you can always tag the screenshots, save images, etc., etc. So as a bonus topic as well, I was able to show you Mount Kilimanjaro, and those are the steps that we're able to follow to come up with a DEM. And then on the other case, you're able to change for different contexts, different areas. So actually the first one, the second one, and optionally you can compare two mountains. The other one was Mount Kenya, there's Mount Kilimanjaro, for example. Then you can also compare just the contours for the different areas. So this one is at 5199, this one is 599, and of course, you know, the tallest should be Everest at 8400, which our moderator Mod has climbed before in her lifetime. Then now moving to the extraction control lines, which I'll show you the difference using Sentinel-2 imageries for Lake Volta in Ghana. We are just using the normal differential index. And there you're able to see what I was able to show you, having the classification of the boundaries from the water to the land. Same example. Then as an optional step, which I just added for this presentation, was that, for example, if you're coming from Madagascar, one of these coastal towns, you can actually model even your intertidal digital elevation model because of the tides. Here we are using Sentinel-2 images, then we are using the water index, and we're able to separate between the different tides. And finally, we'll come up with a product which shows you the digital elevation model. So this one as well, it could show you on the sandbox. We have that particular notebook on the real world examples. And then if I was looking at the last modified, I'll be able to show you the file which is open already. And when I go to it, it's the same similar steps, but this one we had for a Mozambique channel in Madagascar. I think there'll be also a training coming up next month, a face-to-face. Just putting it out there in case you coming from Madagascar, and it will be in English, it will be in French, and some part of it will be in Malagasy. So this is just the extent of some area, Mozambique channel in Madagascar. And this is just an example of a coastline where we're able to model a certain area, getting the central imageries, then computing the water index, and now modeling the water tides from this particular model, which is already connected to your notebook. So everything is just step by step, and you're able to get images of low and high tides. Very useful, especially when you are informing different governments. You can see at different timestamps how the situation is, and then you can be able to extract the contours from the particular imagery. And then you can also be able to, get the DEM as well, and 3D. You can also get more information when you plot it and just separating the areas, different elevation. And the best part is that you can export it as a GeoTIFF file, which you can later explore in your GIS, QGIS, or ArcGIS folder or software. So this was just a summary of what is possible. And in a nutshell, we're able to see this just as a summary for presenting to stakeholders. You have your results that you can share with everybody. And also, Africa is working very hard to produce more training materials as well. As you can see, we have it in English and French. We started with the introduction to Sandbox, which most of you have completed. Thank you so much. Then we also have the water resources in English and French. We have the agriculture, we have the urbanization, we have the land gradation, and finally we have the coastal erosion in English and French. And also now with your support, we'll be able to do much more, and just giving you all these resources are available for you, looking at the user guide, and also just an optional step. Why not look at the DEM on your Digital Africa map? So on the elevation, I could just go using the Copernicus, for example, data 30 meters, and I'll just zoom in around East Africa for the context of the bandwidth. And you can look at the colored, and you can see some of the areas which are green are just around the coast, because at 0 meters. And you can see it from the legend figures now for this particular area around Mount Kilimanjaro. Figures around, so it could be having a pink color because you're targeting around 5,000 meters. So this one, you just give it some time, it will go to load. Then the good thing with this Digital Africa map, as we try to showcase, is that you can share the same information in your chat. So we could just have a screenshot of what I'm exploring and put it in the chat. Should you want to explore more information on the same, the link to the presentation is there, as well as the link to the training materials is there. And I know Maud will prepare some sessions, some days that you can be able to follow up on your participation, or guide you even using the platform further to develop your own stories and use cases. So this is just an example for today's showcase. So you can imagine how you can show these DEM if you have good internet. So mine, I'm managing for now for this presentation, working very hard, and also trying to see if we can pause for any questions, and back to moderator. Thank you so much, everybody, for the opportunity. And I think as well, Maud mentioned about the website, where we have to show you all the resources, access to the platform, a Africa map, Sandbox, as well as ways of connecting with Africa, including the live sessions which are recorded. And you could see the playlist, etc., including today's session, and also other social media platform, as well as impact stories from the user community. Oh, thank you so much, everybody, for making the Africa dream a reality. Thank you.
Thank you so much to you, Ken. Short and sweet, just the way we like it, talking about all things extracting contour lines using the Digital Earth Africa platform. I believe Ken dropped the link to that particular notebook in the chat box. We'll also add it in the description so that those who are watching the recording can also check it out. So I hope that you will have time to go and play around with the maps, Digital Earth Africa Maps, which is the platform, specific Digital Earth platform that Ken referenced, and extract contour lines and see how you're able to do so in your part of our beautiful continent. At this point, we would like to hand over to you, our users, our partners, wondering if you have any questions or comments for Ken with regards to today's presentation about extracting contour lines. Ken, your presentation was so quick, straight to the point. Well, we have a question now. I don't know who the leader is, but it says on my side, 99821564494. Over to you. Go to the leader whose hand is raised, 99821564494. Over to you. perhaps he or she has raised his hand and maybe isn't able to unmute. You're also welcome to use the chat box if you feel that, or you're not able to do so on your side. I see the numbers dropped off. Maybe it will join again. Any questions or comments for Ken with regards to his presentation? And maybe whilst we do that, in the chat box, Ken has dropped his contact details. So if you're wanting to reach out to him specifically, either on this presentation or anything Digital Earth Africa, especially our platforms, you're welcome to reach out to him. His details are in the chat box. And he's also asked us to engage. We usually do that, but if you don't get an opportunity to, maybe in the chat box, let's engage as a group. Since our presentation was short, sweet, to the point, let us know who you are, where you're joining us from, and which organization you are representing today, so that we're able to get to know each other. And I see, Ken, you've shared your screen, so I'll hand over to you at this point. Over.
Yes, there was a question on the chat, and that's why I gave the Digital Africa map to show the person, the data sets available. So there's the SRTM, there's the NASA DEM, and the Copernicus and the STAR-AM. This is what is available on the DE Africa platform. And then also when I take you through the user guide, which we really insist very much to give you information always, is to see all the data sets available on this platform. And you can always ask us for data sets or platform that you might require to be added, but these are depending on the needs and the engagements with different institutions. So under elevation, we'll see what is available. And also thanking you so much for your support this far. Thank you.
Thank you so much to you, Ken. Appreciate that. We'll drop all these links in the chat box, but also for those who watch the recording, they'll get them in the description so that we leave no one behind. Any other questions or comments for Ken as we continue with our live session? I'll take the silence to mean no. You're welcome to drop them in the chat box if something does come to mind after this. Usually at these sessions, we have our partners, our special guests. We never want to leave anyone behind. And so at this point, we want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves. And I'm going to ask Ken, again, our capacity development lead, if you can please guide the session. Ken, who is here with us? Our partners, I see them in the room. Let's introduce them to the rest of the user community. Over to you.
So we have a balance of the community. We have the senior partners, and also we have the young community who join us, like Edna from Jomo Kenyatta University. I know we are planning for a session next week evening with your student club. Edna. Yes. So thank you so much for joining us today. And of course, going to our senior partners, I would start with Bako, whom we started the very many years ago with the platform, and also we worked previously at Savia. My boss, Bako.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Ken and Mott. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I think this is my first time for this year to attend the live sessions. As you may know, with all the reports, the deadlines is not so easy. But today I say that even if I'm so busy, I have to attend this session. And as usual, I'm so happy to see all the improvement. You are doing your best, Ken and all the team, to enhance the availability of the data that we need for this continent. And I'm so happy to see this presentation, because for me, it is making the link between what you said as your final keyword about the internet connectivity. We are facing it, and as technicians, I think if we have time to go on the platform to process our data, it's good for us to save the ISO line, exactly what you did as presentation, so we can make it available for those sending us the request. So this is, I think, what we can do as a link between this presentation and the request that we are receiving as a entity, the entity implementing Digital Earth Africa. So thank you so much. I think just my word is to congratulate all the team, and to say that I'm so happy to see what the achievement that event that we are making. And after this, I want to give the floor again to Maud to allow the other colleagues to give their comment. Thank you so much. Over.
Thank you so much, Mosu Bako. Also, just next to you is Hobart Yajemi, whom we started long many days at Sevilla. Hobart Yajemi, my chief.
Hello, Ken. Hello, everybody. How are you? Thank you very much for the presentation. We always see that the training session is always going on. That is a big hunt for you, for the team. We thank God. We hope for this year we will do better things for the move for the Digital Earth Africa movement. Let's say for his let me see, there's a way we say it in English, move forward. Yeah. So we pray that we have more opportunities, we have more people that go to our site to go and visit the courses that are online and get all the different teams that are in those sandbox. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bako. Thank you for everybody.
Thank you so much, Hubert. And also next to you is Anis from Observation Sahel in Tunis.
Hello, Ken. Hello, everyone. I would like first to thank you for this presentation and to make things more easier, especially with Digital Earth Africa tools. Also, as you can see, detecting contours, and it's sometimes it's difficult, but with this algorithm, with this idea, so objective contours has been more easier to be detected, especially in the geospatial applications. And as we know, objective contours play an important role in fields such as semantic segmentations and image classification. So, Kenneth, is it possible to use this algorithm, for example, in deep learning applications, means combining the algorithm used to detect the contours in an image classification, for example, or detecting buildings or any other object?
Yes, it's possible. And as you know, the repository is already open on the GitHub, and as well acknowledging the great work you do with other platforms, you can always bring them on the platform. So like the work you do with Google Earth Engine, those through Jupyter Notebooks, anything is possible now with this age of digital age. Of course, we have ChatGPT, and of course, we have general AI, whom will not replace us, but they'll just make us work more efficiently. Thank you so much. And also thanking all the partners who've joined, cognizant of the time that we have. Over to moderator Maud for the group De Foto de Familia, and also announcing other sessions that we have in this year, and we'll all remain connected. Thank you.
Yeah, but I will touch on it again. And these are the various ways that you can connect with us. We're always available and ready to connect with you. So on the screen is the ways that you can do so. Our website is www.digitalearthafrica.org. We also have online free self-paced courses. At the end of them, you can get a certificate of completion. They're available in English and in French on various range of topics. So please head on to learn.digitalearthafrica.org and enroll in one of our courses. Get that certificate of completion at the end. If you want to reach out to us, our general email is info@digitalearthafrica.org. And we're also on social media by the same name on Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as YouTube, Digital Earth Africa. Leaders, it's been an absolute honor to host you for this live session today. We host these sessions every Wednesday of the month at 11 a.m. GMT. It might be a different time in your part of the continent, so do look out for the exact time. And we alternate between English and French. Today was in English, next week's going to be in French. And so if you prefer French, le français, we are going to have that session next week, le mercredi prochain, à la même temps, at the same time. Until we meet again, please take care and be safe and have yourself a great day further. We are going to pause the video or pause the recording for a group photo, and then we're going to sign out with a little bit of music as we do here on our live sessions. So at this point,